Okay, so, hi Mom. This is pretty much specifically a video for you. I mean, not really. That's already a lie. So it's a video for anyone, but mostly for you, Mom. So I'm just going to do a meditation. And I have like a little meditation app on my watch. But basically I just want you to do a meditation with me, is what I'm going for here. So I know you have time. You're retired. You got some free time. So I'm just going to kind of help you through it. So at least if you want to do like the first 5 minutes, that's okay. I'm just going to start it where I have like 10 minutes so I know when to stop, because it'll beep for me when I'm done. But yeah, you don't have to sit any fancy way. I'm sitting cross-legged, but I could also sit like straight out. I might actually do that so I feel more comfortable. I'm leaning against pillows. I'm in our bedroom, so there's nothing fancy. I don't know where the zoom is, and it's later in the day. Like it's night, so I'm gonna hope that this works. But I think as long as you hear me, it's mostly okay. So, start the timer. Just sit in a way that you're comfortable. Try to like feel in a good place with your back. So like, if you need to lean against something, that's totally fine. Your feet can be uncrossed. You don't have to cross them. You don't have to be in this crazy position. What's important is to know that you're taking this time for yourself. You are putting this aside because it's good for your mind, it's good for your head, it's good for your body. Yeah, and that's what you're here for. That's why I want you to try it with me. So basically begin by kind of fiddling, get kind of comfortable for a few seconds, and then take some deep breaths. You can make them louder, because likely, if you're like me getting set up to sit down, maybe it took some energy out of you. And don't be afraid to raise your shoulders when you inhale and drop them when you exhale, and to make a bit of noise. There's a thing in yoga that's called lion's breath, where you take your eyes and you cross them. You cross your eyes and you look up and you stick your tongue out and you take a deep breath. And you exhale like that, which is super goofy, but it also feels nice to do it. So feel free to take a lion's breath and cross your eyes looking up, tongue out, and have a loud exhale. Apologies if it's really loud on the audio. But take a few of those breaths, just because I think it can be like silly to get into meditation. And then just get to a place where your eyes can be open. You kind of stare forward. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to not focus on anything. But be aware of your breath. So, in your nose, out your mouth. But you could also do in your nose, out your nose as well. And I'm talking a lot. I'm going to stop talking so much. But one way that you can kind of keep track of it is by counting your breaths. So in is 1, out is 2, and you go up until 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your last exhale, and then you start back at 1. So I'm going to do that for a few minutes here. And this lets you keep track of basically your breaths, and to pay attention to the breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you start back at 1. So the point of this, again, I'm going to stop talking in a bit, is not that you stay focused completely on your breath. The point of this is to realize anytime you don't become focused on your breath, and you come back to your breath and counting. So I don't want you to think that this doesn't work because you keep thinking about bills or groceries or pandemic or any wide range of feelings. The point is that you realize when you think about those things, and then you say, okay, I'm thinking about this, I'm going to come back to my counting and go from there. So I'm also going to check if it's actually recording, because I feel like it's not. It is, though. So that's great. So now I'm going to leave you for a few minutes, because I've talked for a bit, and I'm going to just meditate, and I hope that you're also meditating. And the point is that, again, if you ever think about other things and you get frustrated and you just think that this isn't helpful, or that what's the point if you can't be clear-minded? That is not the objective. It's not the goal. The goal is to strictly realize when you're thinking about anything else, even if it's a few seconds or if it's like a minute, and realize, okay, I'm thinking about this other thing. I'm here to meditate. I took this time to meditate. I'm going to go back to my original thoughts of breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you need to do more than the counting, or you don't want to count, you can also think about where you're sitting. You can think about your hands on your lap, your hands as being crossed, your hands sitting up like this on your legs or next to you. You can think about the cushion that you're sitting on, or the floor, your back, just anything that helps you to stay mindful about the idea or the fact that you're meditating and you're taking this time. What also helps me sometimes is that opening a window and being able to hear, whether it be birds or cars or traffic or planes. I think hearing those sounds also helps. It does distract me because I'm thinking about those, and then that can branch off. But it's also nice to be present of the things that are around me, as well as like the feelings of, like I said before, your hands, etc. But this isn't something you win at. This is never something that you complete and you're done. This is strictly, meditating is always going to be something that you're probably bad at. I think I've done meditation on and off for like 4 years, but I feel like I'm pretty terrible at it because of constantly difficult to remember that you're meditating and come back to the breath. But that's the goal. The goal is that you're going to be bad at this, and just the idea, or basically you practicing it makes you someone who's succeeding at it, even though it's very difficult to feel like you're making progress. But I think it's something in the long term that helps you out and just keeps you kind of aligned with having that peaceful time of just sitting still, getting through thoughts, filtering those, and just kind of working through them. Something, to me, I feel like it's like therapy, or it's like going on a long walk and just not being distracted by phones and everything. And it's already 10 minutes. I feel like I talked a lot in this, but I think it's good because of showing you, Mom. 10 minutes is nothing. You can also do what's called a chocolate meditation, where you basically take like a small piece of chocolate, like, I don't know, like a quarter, a size of quarter or something like that. You put it on your tongue, and you don't bite it and chew it. You just let it melt on your tongue, and you really think about the sensation and the taste and everything. So that's also an option. So it doesn't have to be boring. It can be something where you have food involved. Excuse me. But you can also try walking meditations, where you go on a walk, you pay attention to the noises, you pay attention to your footsteps. Anything. A lot of things can be meditative, but I'll leave it for another video. I just wanted to do like a small introduction video for you, Mom. So please try and meditate with this. Give it a try. Practice some. Show it to someone else and let them try. And love you. Have a good day. I'm going to turn this video off. And hope that this is good quality stuff.